Hi everybody, my name is Doug DeFrank and I'd like to welcome you to the first part of a multi-part video series on how to integrate Microsoft Visual Studio Code with GitHub. This process was first introduced to me some time ago at a VMware meeting where some of us had sat down around a table and kind of discussed the whole concept of Microsoft Visual Studio Code, Git synchronization, and then ultimately getting Visual Studio Code to talk to GitHub. This was a brand new process for me, and so I wrote a 5-part blog series about it over on dougdefrank.com. And I walked through the steps of installing PowerShell and installing Git and different things of that sort. So now that PowerShell and PowerCLI are available for macOS and Linux, I'd like to walk through some of that process with you here on my MacBook Pro here. So if you're like me, you have multiple devices that you may be using throughout the day, writing code or scripting or what have you, and this would allow a way to keep all of those devices and multiple platform devices in sync across the board, again, using GitHub. So let's go ahead and jump right into part 1, which would be installing Microsoft PowerShell and VMware PowerCLI.
Okay, so here we're going to go ahead and launch our web browser. And once it comes up, we're going to go to github.com/PowerShell/PowerShell. And once this comes up, we're going to scroll down and find the macOS package for PowerShell. There it is. And we're just going to save it to our downloads folder. We'll go ahead and minimize the browser. You see our downloads complete, and there we are in downloads, PowerShell 6.2. I'm going to go ahead and launch it, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Hit continue. Yes, I know I'm going to take up space on my hard drive. Authenticate here with my password. And it's going to go ahead and do the installation, and as you can see, that was pretty quick. It didn't really take it much time at all. And then we're going to go ahead and move PowerShell to the trash because we don't need that download anymore. Here I'm going to press Command Space to bring up my Spotlight search and launch Terminal. Let me scoot this over here. And we're going to type PWSH for PowerShell. And ta-da, there you have it. PowerShell running on macOS. Okay, so now that we have Microsoft PowerShell core installed, we can go ahead and install the VMware PowerCLI utility. And that's a pretty simple command here. Install module-name VMware.PowerCLI. And this will make a call to the internet to go download the package. And it's stating here that it's an untrusted repository, so are we sure we trust the PS Gallery repository, which I'm going to say yes. And as you can see, it's downloading the VMware PowerCLI bits in the background with progress bars and everything. And there's a few different modules that it's going to go ahead and load here. You'll see some progress bars and some blinks and flashes on the screen, but at any rate, it's going to go ahead and download them for us. And I'd say it's actually installed already, so I guess to confirm that, we should be able to run this PowerCLI version command, which it tab completed, so that tells me it's there. And there we have it. We have VMware PowerCLI version 11.2. We now have PowerCLI on this system and can connect to connect to a vCenter and go from there with PowerCLI commands. So that was a pretty simple way to get PowerCLI installed on a Mac using PowerShell.
So there you have it. We now have Microsoft PowerShell as well as VMware PowerCLI installed and running on this Mac system. I want to encourage you to stay tuned for part 2 of this series where I go into installing and configuring Git as well as Microsoft Visual Studio Code. As always, I thank you for stopping by. If you found this video helpful or you like the content in any way, please feel free to give the video a like, a share, or even consider a subscription to my brand new YouTube channel. I couldn't do it without you guys, and I really appreciate sharing everything that I'm learning throughout this process with you out there as well. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.